Hey guys, it's Sarah. So today's video is going to be a bonus vlog. I thought I would do a work from home with me vlog because I know a lot of people are adjusting to working from home right now, and I actually am fortunate enough to have a completely remote job. So I've been working from home for about almost 3 years now, and so I thought it might be nice or helpful to see just kind of what a day looks like for me. Every day is different. I don't really have an elaborate morning routine or schedule that I stick to every single day. I just kind of play it by ear most days, honestly. But so I just woke up a little while ago. It is 8:20. I'm really not an early riser. I usually wake up at 8 something. Yeah, I wish I was more of an early riser, honestly, but if anybody has any tips for waking up earlier, let me know. My job is one where I don't have a set schedule. I kind of get to decide my own schedule, and it's also a situation where as long as you get your work done, nobody really cares, you know, what time you log on and what time you log off. It's just kind of like work at your own pace kind of thing, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. So yeah, it's a pretty chill work situation. Really grateful for it. Trust me, I know. And like I said, I don't really have an elaborate morning routine. I usually try to make the bed and get dressed out of my PJs. That is a really important one. Even if I don't do it right away, at least at some point during the day, I pretty much always do that. So I'm gonna start by doing that. And I don't always put on makeup, but I think I will today just because I'm vlogging and it's fun for me to put on makeup. It makes me feel good. Doing my skincare always really just kind of sets me up to start my day off right. So 2 kitties here. I don't know, have I told you guys on YouTube? I don't think I have. I think I mentioned it on Instagram, but my boyfriend's cat, Tala, moved in. So if you see 2 cats, that's who the second cat is. Heidi, of course, is just her usual self. Tala's been here about a week and a half, and they're already becoming pretty good friends, so it's kind of cute to see. I'm gonna make my bed and kind of start getting ready for the day. I know my voice is kind of crackly because I just woke up. This is what I sound like when I wake up. So I'm here in my bathroom. I just got dressed. I just put on like a t-shirt and jeans. Honestly, even if you're putting on like a fresh pair of leggings and a t-shirt, that's fine. Like, as long as you just change out of your pajamas, I promise you'll feel just a little bit more put together. I'm just gonna do kind of my basic skincare, brush my teeth. Morning skincare is usually just cleanse, moisturize, and sunscreen. So that's what I'm doing. Deodorant and my sunscreen, even though I'm probably not going to be leaving the house today, other than, oh, I think I might go on a walk or at least get outside for a little while. So very important. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of makeup today. Some days I don't do this, but I kind of just feel like it right now. So I'm gonna just start with some tea, and then I'll probably be hungry for breakfast in like an hour. It's a little after 9, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started working. Usually I try to work between like 9 to 5. That's kind of just my general rule of thumb.
Right, so lately this has been my setup, and this is actually the desk that is sometimes behind me when I film. I'm actually about to rearrange this room and like reorganize it, and eventually this will be probably over there by the window. It's the only desk I have, so I've just been using it for work too. But you can see there's like filming equipment around me. But yeah, this is where I've been working for the most part lately. Sometimes I'll go sit on the couch, sometimes I'll go sit at the kitchen table, just kind of whatever I'm feeling.
Okay, so I have a team meeting in a little while. We just have like Google Hangouts meetings, and I'm hungry. It is like 10 now, so I'm gonna make some oatmeal. I pretty much have oatmeal for breakfast every day, just oatmeal and fruit and like peanut butter. So that's what I'm making right now.
There we go, there's my breakfast.
Also, whenever I mention that I work from home, I always get questions. How do I find a work from home job? How do I get a job in that field, whatever. So if you're wondering what field I work in, I work for a very small nonprofit organization, and we work in nutrition advocacy and public health. That's about all I can tell you. I definitely have set kind of a boundary to keep my work life and my YouTube life separate as much as possible. How to find a work from home job? Honestly, I don't know. When I got this job, I wasn't specifically looking for a work from home job. I kind of just ended up in this job because I just did. So it's not necessarily about like, how do I get into that field to work from home, because there are work from home jobs, I'm pretty sure, in the majority of fields other than things like, you know, nursing and teaching and things where, well, I mean, there's even online teaching stuff, but you can find work from home jobs in a lot of fields. Other than that, I really don't have answers. This just happens to be my job. So just wanted to add that because I know I'll get questions. Okay, so one tip that I wanted to share with you guys is a tip that I learned from a YouTube channel called The Financial Diet, and I will link the video below where I learned about it. But the tip is to create a distraction journal. So let's say you have a task that you need to complete and you just keep getting distracted and you just want to sit down and get it done. So the idea is to identify all of the things that are tempting you to be distracted. For me, it's usually YouTube. I a lot of times will have the urge to check YouTube, either to watch a new video or maybe to check how one of my videos is doing, maybe to respond to comments. YouTube is just one of those things that I'm tempted to get distracted by during the day. The other one would be just other social media, checking Instagram, Facebook, whatever, just mindless scrolling. Another one would be house stuff. So like procrasticlean, meaning I just want to, you know, get up and start vacuuming or organizing the closet or something, like things like that. Online shopping might be one. Even when it's like, you know, oh, I just remembered I need to order more cat food or something. That kind of thing. And then there's another category of just like other. Those are the sources of distraction for me, especially working from home, but it could be different. The reason I blocked off this section right here, sometimes things will pop into my head like, oh, I just remembered I need to do laundry later, or I just remembered I need to, you know, reorder some cat food, things like that. So whenever something like that pops into my head, instead of going and doing that thing right then, I'll just write it down so that I know I don't forget to do it later. That way I can kind of give myself that moment to make sure I don't forget to do that later and then go back to work, because you know, nothing is so urgent that it needs to be done right that moment. So as I'm sitting here working, I am going to put a tally mark down every time I have the urge to do one of these things. So let's say I'm sitting here working and suddenly I reach for my phone. I'm wanting to check YouTube to see if there's any new videos up or something. Instead of doing that, I catch myself, I notice that I'm getting distracted. I know exactly what's causing the distraction, and I'll just put down a tally mark there and then go back to work. So you're giving yourself that moment to say, okay, I'm getting distracted, boom. Or, you know, I just have the urge to check Instagram. Boom. Let's see. I just remembered I need to take the trash out. Okay. To do later. Take out trash. It's really silly, the things that can get that you can get distracted by at home. Like if you were like at an office or at a job where you're on your feet, you know, away from home, you wouldn't even be worried about the fact that you need to take out the trash. Or maybe you would, but you would just like remember it for later. But right now, suddenly I just have this overwhelming urge to get up and go take the trash out. Why? It doesn't need to be done right this moment. So I write it down, I'll put a little tally mark down, and then I'll just get back to work. This is really helpful. I don't do this all the time, I don't do it every day, but it is really helpful for those moments where, you know, maybe you have a deadline, you have something you're working on, and you just need to sit down and get it done. This really does help. And it also helps you start to understand like what is happening in your brain when you're getting distracted. What I've realized for me, a lot of times when I'm getting distracted on work, it could just be because I'm bored with what I'm doing. But a lot of times I'll be maybe like writing an email to someone. Sometimes writing emails is hard, right? Because you're like, oh, like what if I word this badly? Or how do I word this? What if this person thinks I'm stupid? And then I start getting into this cycle like, overthinking and overanalyzing what I'm doing, when all I'm doing is writing an email to somebody who probably isn't any smarter than me, you know? But you're just sitting there like, oh, you know, I don't know how to write this. I don't know what to say. Then my brain is like, oh, why don't you check YouTube right now? Or, oh, don't you need to go take out the trash? Like, that's usually what's happening in my brain when I'm getting distracted. So yeah, our brain has this way of like trying to help us avoid those feelings of anxiety by giving us other things to do, when it would really feel best to just sit down and get it done and not have to worry about it anymore, you know? So that's another little work from home tip.
This is my coworker, Heidi. She's pretty much my favorite coworker. She just has a great attitude and just a really calming presence in the office, so really glad to be working with her. Yeah, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Alright guys, so I just got done eating lunch and I'm about to get back to work now. I feel like the majority of this vlog is me talking to you like in between working, but I feel like a really important thing to remember is take breaks. Like, don't expect yourself to just sit at your computer for 8 hours straight with no interruptions. Like, if you think about it, if you were at an office, you'd probably get up and go get some coffee. You might have a chat with a coworker. Like, you're not going to be sitting there for 8 hours straight, deeply focusing, you know? So you got to remember that. Just go easy on yourself. I used to get so frustrated with myself for getting distracted, which is like, sure, you know, you want to get back on track, whatever, but as long as you're getting your work done, like, don't beat yourself up for taking 15 minutes and like walking around your house or going outside for a walk. A lot of times what I do is I go to coffee shops and work because it's just nice to get out and be around people. I actually feel like I'm a lot more productive when I go to coffee shops, but of course that's not an option right now. That's what I do when there's not a global pandemic, but honestly now I am kind of struggling to stay at home all day long because usually I look forward to those little moments where I do leave the house. But I've been trying to go for walks, especially in the evenings. The weather's been so nice, especially today. It's so sunny and beautiful, and I think it's in the 80s, which I'm not quite ready for hot weather to start, but yeah, it's just beautiful out. So I'm gonna get back to work. I'm actually gonna set up shop here in my kitchen now, just for a little change of scenery. I was gonna sit outside and work on my deck because I have a table out there, but there are wasps on that table for some reason, so I'm gonna have to do something about that because I do want to actually be able to sit out there. But it doesn't look like they're building a nest or anything. They're just like hanging out on the table, so I don't know if they just like it because it's made of wood. Oh, just got scared. There's like a giant mosquito by the window. Why did I come back to Georgia? Anyway.
I did just want to share, I really like listening to lo-fi music whenever I'm working. I feel like it just kind of gets me into a groove. It's sort of like chill hip-hop beats kind of music. There's a lot of like YouTube channels that have like live lo-fi music going on like 24/7. But there's also a ton of lo-fi playlists on Spotify. So I'll usually just pick one, and they're all amazing. And they all just kind of help me focus, so.
Alright guys, so it's about 4 o'clock on a Friday, and I am getting really tired. I don't think I slept very well last night, but I just made another cup of tea, and I'm about to sit here and start reading this book that my boss wanted me to read, and I'm just going to count it as professional development. Well, it's about 5, so I'm going to wrap up for the day and head into the weekend. I know when you're watching this it's Monday, so happy Monday. This is what's going on the other end of the couch right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it gave you some tips for working from home. Maybe it was just nice to be able to sort of spend time with someone while you're getting used to working from home. Otherwise, I hope you guys are all hanging in there and doing well. Those of you that aren't able to work from home right now, thank you for doing your thing and keeping our society going with those essential jobs that have to be done outside the home. I really do appreciate you, and I hope you guys are all staying safe. So I will talk to you very soon in my next video. Bye.